Joining us this morning, Titania Jordan.
Tatiana Jordan. Did I get the name right? Jordan?
Titania.
Titania. Okay.
Titania. All right. It's Titania Jordan.
Hi everybody, welcome and thank you so much for tuning in because today I'm here with the man behind Dig South, Stanfield Gray.
Good morning, Titania. Thanks for having me here.
Yes, I'm so excited.
I'm guilty as charged, the name behind Dig South. Although my wife is my co-founder, Sunny Gray, so I want to point that out as well.
I love that. I love that. So, co-founder of Dig South.
Yes.
And what's your wife's name?
Sunny Gray.
Sunny
I made her
Gray?
a living paradox.
Okay.
So.
So awesome. Hi, Sunny. You're the coolest. So I love Charleston. I just love Charleston. I have family there. It's beautiful. And any chance that I get to go is just an honor, right? So in the past, when you've asked me to be a part of Dig South, it's been with open arms. But not only do I love the city, I love what Dig South stands for. So tell everybody, because I know, but they need to know, what is Dig South all about?
Dig South is the South's tech conference. That's the way we think of it. And what I mean by that is that it's specifically designed to elevate the South's digital economy so that people can grow, scale companies, launch them in the region, and hopefully have a global impact. So we bring in leading brands, speakers from Facebook, Twitter, BuzzFeed, Vox, and we introduce them to fast growth companies in the South like Terminus, Rubicon Global, Blackbaud, Benefit Focus, Boomtown. The list goes on. So that's our purpose and mission, is to help them grow.
It's awesome. And obviously Atlanta, a tech hub, you're very familiar with Atlanta. And what is your relationship to not only Atlanta, but cities throughout the Southeast?
It's a great question. So in Atlanta specifically, Peter Sorkoff, who is the Chief Content Officer for Phillips Arena and for the Hawks, he was a speaker. Adam Zimmerman, the VP of Marketing for the Braves. Yep. Sangram at Terminus was the CMO.
He's so
there.
great.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
He was a speaker last year. And we've had over 50 companies from Atlanta participate in some capacity, either as sponsors, speakers, and then many attendees. And then in addition to that, Nashville, Raleigh-Durham, Charlotte, Chattanooga. I think I would say that the South is having a moment in entrepreneurship.
Yes!
Yeah, it really is. I mean, it's rising in so many ways, and there are things happening, I think, that the rest of the country doesn't realize because they're so focused on Silicon Valley, Boston, New York, traditional tech.
They're great. They're great.
Yes, they're great, but it costs a fortune to be there. Your teams get poached. It's a whole different culture. And so I think in the South, and particularly the Southeast right now, there's a strong movement to support entrepreneurship, to found entrepreneurship centers, to launch conferences like ours, and to really have everyone succeed in the South.
Oh my gosh, I love it. A theme that runs rampant through both the Charleston tech community and the Atlanta tech community is the rising tide rises all ships.
Right.
Like, we have this unique relationship. We actually care about each other. We care about how you're doing. How's your family? How does your startup life affect your whole life? And there's just an air here that is different than New York, Silicon Valley, Boston, anywhere else, right? Because it's that Southern hospitality that you can only pin on this region. And that's what makes working with people like you so great, because you care.
Exactly. Yeah, there's something about the culture that is unique to the South, and it extends beyond hospitality. Now, we're in business, so people are competitive.
Yeah.
It's capitalism, but at the same time, I think I want to do better than your business, but I want your business to also succeed.
Yes.
I don't want to win because your business failed.
Right.
So I think that might be kind of at the core of that sort of hospitable way of viewing, competition. And at the same time, I think more venture capitalists are noticing that. They're noticing that the teams maybe stay together longer. The companies are focused on revenue and being established rather than just user growth. That's what I'm seeing. So I think you've nailed it, that there's something there where people really care about each other, they know each other, and they want to support each other's businesses.
Absolutely. Now, the impetus for starting Dig South probably was stirring within you for a while, but was, predicated upon a health scare, right?
Right.
Can you talk about that?
Well, it's kind of a combination of a health scare, thinking about my kids, and a trip to New York.
Okay.
So all three of those. So in 2011, I went to the Ad Age Digital Conference. Very small conference. I was blown away with the speakers and what was coming, the emerging technology that was on the way. So cloud computing was spreading everywhere. The Apple Store had launched in 2008 and the phone in 2007. I was running a mobile app at the College of Charleston and doing marketing. And I left that conference excited and frustrated that those opportunities weren't available in the Southeast.
Yes.
And that when I graduated from college in the 90s, if you wanted to work in this field at a fast growth company, you had to move.
Yeah.
And so I thought, well, to me, it feels like there's momentum now. There are people launching companies like this in the Southeast. So I think there's an opportunity here. So I was kicking around that idea. What would it look like? What would I call it? South by Southwest Interactive had really taken off in 2007 with the launch of Twitter there and some other things. So I knew that there was some momentum. And when I got home, I let myself get kind of run down. My back was bad. I wasn't working out. I wasn't eating well. All the things you're supposed to do when you get older, right?
It's easy. It's easy to fall into the hole.
It is. And then so I started to get in shape. And one morning I was shaving and I felt a lump in my neck. And I thought, okay, this is not good. But I thought, I'm not sick, and it seems weird. And so a few days, of course, my wife, like a week later, said, "Hey, dummy, go to the doctor, see what's going on here." So I went to the doctor, and it was on a Thursday, and he sent me to a specialist because he was concerned about the size of the lump, that sort of thing. It's in my brachial plexus in the shoulder. And it turns out that I had a tumor, and I had to get a biopsy done, which was like on Friday, and I wouldn't really know about the results until the end of the weekend, so I got to go home and think about that. And he explained to me if it's malignant, it's very serious. If it's benign, not as serious, we'll keep an eye on it. So turns out it was benign, which was very fortunate. But I had about 3 days to really think about where I was in my career and this idea of Dig South. And my kids at the time were around 4 and 6 years old, and I thought, okay, that's my inspiration. I'm going to prove that you can launch a conference here, that you can help companies grow and scale, and 15 years from now, when they graduate from college, they should be able to launch the type of company they want to within the region. If they want to move, great, get experience, but they should be able to return to Atlanta, Raleigh-Durham, Charleston, and launch that company if they want to.
And not only have the resources in terms of talent and technology at their disposal, but also venture capital.
Yes. So we think of it as contacts, content, and capital.
Yes.
Those are our 3 C's.
Yes.
So the content is the knowledge, the information, the mentors, the speakers we have at Dig South, all of the people sharing that deep domain expertise with you. The contacts, obviously the network. They're part of that network, but your peer group, the people that you need to meet, the teams you need to put together, and then the capital. That's the fuel. So we need the fuel to grow those companies. We need angels and VCs and banks to get behind companies, help support them, help small businesses grow into large, scalable businesses.
Absolutely. And do you have a boy and a girl, 2 boys, 2 girls?
My daughter Stella is 12 years old.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and she right now wants to be an illustrator / graphic designer for a fashion magazine like Vogue or something like that. So hopefully she'll launch that for the South. My son is 10, bless you. My son Garrison is 10. He is in a Lego robotics league.
Ooh, that is cool.
Playing basketball, being a kid, and the two of them have big dreams about stuff they want to do. They're very entrepreneurial minded too. They always want to sell things at Dig South to our audience. It's really funny. They're like making art or making silly bands or Legos, and from the time they were like 6 or 7, work in the room, and without our coaching them, they just picked up on the energy and the vibe of entrepreneurship.
So, growing up in the 80s and 90s, I was told I could do anything, be anything. But school didn't really prepare me for motherhood, where it's like, oh, of course you can do everything and be everything. But like, if you want to breastfeed, you have to pump. And if you want to like be home with your baby, like, okay, but you're not going to make any money. And like, they don't, you know what I mean? It's this,
yes.
You are very aware, you have a wife, you have a daughter. How are things going to be different for your daughter growing up? Because you and I both know about the gap in technology for women, and what do you see different about her upbringing than maybe for your wife and mine?
That's an excellent question. I think about that very frequently, especially with everything in the news recently. So a number of things. One, my wife launched a publishing company, in Charleston during a time, this was in the early 2000s, a very difficult place to launch a publishing company. She was able to franchise it to 7 cities before the recession, did very well with that, and I saw just through grit and determination that a person can do that. I was not part of that company. She did that entirely on her own and had another business partner. So, I think just having moms set examples like that they can do
strong
that.
women.
Strong women is step one. Step two is I feel like women are kicking the doors down now.
Yes.
Every day you read art, whether it's something online, an article, or things that are happening in Uber or Weinstein or any of these scandals. I think that everyone is on notice that that is not acceptable behavior.
Right.
It shouldn't have been then, and certainly not today. And I don't think women are going to stand down for any of that anymore.
No.
And so I think for my daughter, fortunately, that'll be like a new normal. That's not acceptable. The people can't, treat women like that. And so I hope, and for her, she's able to, see what women have done before, but also grow up in an environment that's more conducive to supporting entrepreneurs, no matter your ethnicity, gender, diversity, religion, any of those things.
Yes. Oh, that's so great. Oh my gosh. Every dad in the world, take note. So sweet.
Well, I'm just doing my best.
I know, we all are, right? It is not, again, another thing they don't prepare you for in school is parenting.
No.
Where is that manual?
There's no manual for that. Every book you read, you're like, this doesn't really apply to what's happening today.
I used half my parenting books for fire kindling. I was so pissed. I'm like, y'all did not tell me anything. You do not know my child.
No.
Go home. No. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. That's another show. Let's tell everybody watching who doesn't know how awesome Dig South is. Let's say top 5 reasons why they need to attend and get excited about Dig South 2018.
Super cool. So 2018, we've shifted our focus a little bit to the top 1,000 tech companies in the South.
Wow.
So that's who we're targeting. We've created a Dig South index that's data-driven based on a growth score, revenue they've raised, and annual recurring revenue, employee count, a number of things like that. So we're specifically going after those companies, and we want them to attend, to speak, to be a big part of building this community. So there are a lot of conferences where you just grab the biggest names possible, and that's cool. People want to hear from the stars.
Yeah.
But do the stars really hang around and connect with you? Do they really network with you ordinarily? Not typically. They pretty much jet in,
green room.
Out. Right, green room, and they're out. Whereas our focus is on the companies that are growing and scaling across the region, getting them there for a type of summit, a tech summit of the South, and making sure that they feel like that there's a support engine for them of this whole community building around that. So that's one of the big reasons. We'll also have people like a keynote from the editor-in-chief of Entrepreneur Magazine, Dave Knox, who's a top shelf marketer, venture capitalist out of Kentucky. So we think of Dig South not only as a tech conference, but we have a Dig 365 program. So digsouth.com is a media site where you'll find innovative news and information about fast growth startups, growth stage companies, and leading brands, what they're doing that's innovative, how they're supporting incubators, accelerators, all the things like that happening in the region. Then built into that website is a membership portal called Dig Nation. It's free to join. We're currently beta testing it. It's growing every day. You can go there, you can set up a profile, you can post events, you can post press releases, resumes, job openings, all the information and things you might need to help grow your company and support that are built into the Dig Nation platform. In addition to that, we're real excited about launching an executive tech council. So that's invitation only. It's 75 executives. We're going to build on that this year, have events in Atlanta, Charleston, and then take it to Raleigh, Durham, Nashville, and other locations. So those are the most exciting things happening. We're building a whole ecosystem around Dig South, and who knows where it'll lead. I'm excited.
That is so cool. It's all about community. And on our show, it's innovation, inspiration, and technology. So it's like our worlds are commingled. It's awesome. It's so awesome. It's so exciting.
Right. Well, and the way I found you, the people that are excited about this, that are what I would think of as inventing the future. You know, they find each other. I mean, because it is a supportive community, but there's also, if you're curious and if you're interested, these hubs of innovation are popping up around the region, and you know, Chattanooga, Charleston, Greenville, Raleigh, Durham, Nashville, and it's real easy to take a drive to those cities, find that community, and take a tour, get support.
Yeah.
You know, go to the Nashville Entrepreneur Center, go to the American Underground in Durham, go to HQ Raleigh, go to Packard Place in Charlotte, the Atlanta Tech Village. You know, all of these places are open for business, and they're there to support entrepreneurs.
Yeah, I'm so thankful that now there is the opportunity to succeed in the South. It's awesome. It's so cool to be a part of that.
Thank you.
Now you were instrumental in launching College of Charleston's first app, right?
Right.
When did that launch?
That launched in 2009, and it was a walking tour app.
Okay.
And so it essentially just guided people around campus.
Uh-huh.
And it was just the beginning of experimenting with social media channels, with social media marketing, with inbound marketing, you know, experimenting with that, developing this app to show that the college was forward thinking, that it was, you know, concerned with what students were learning and turning the corner. So it was an exciting time, I think, and what has occurred in the last 10 years is kind of mind-blowing. You know, with the rise of Uber and Recode and Mashable and all these channels and TechCrunch and Disrupt, and you know, everything that's exploded in the last 10 to 15 years is kind of mind-blowing to think about, you know, where we are now with the iPhone X and where we'll be with AI and IoT and AR and VR. You know, where is that going, and what will this look like 10 years from now? You know, you may be interviewing someone in Tokyo and it looks like they're sitting right here with you very easily, and then the whole world's tuned in, and then everybody can use a virtual reality set and walk around your studio if they want to.
Pop-up comments that we can see in real time.
Yeah, and all of that's possible now, but it may trickle down to the consumer.
Right.
You know, so that everybody's got the power of that. Just like cell phones have, you know, been around for 30 years, but consumer didn't have a smartphone until 10 years ago, and now look where we are.
It's insane. That was 10 years ago.
Right.
It was like that. It's crazy.
And I hope it's not dystopian like Minority Report. I don't think it will be entirely. I mean, there are dark aspects of every, you know, agricultural revolution, industrial revolution. Now we're in the digital revolution. But I think it's, you know, optimists like us and people helping support the community will turn a positive corner.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, you know when to turn it down, turn it over, turn it off, get your feet in the grass, breathe some fresh air.
Yes.
Get out from behind your computer.
Yeah, escape from it every now and then. Unplug.
Right. In fact, you all should shut your computer down now. But thank you for watching.
Right.
Thank you so much, Stanfield. You're the coolest. Your wife, Sunny, coolest. Dig South. I hope to see y'all there in 2018. And thanks for watching.